Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions concerning this watch. And today we have the stainless steel Breitling for Bentley GT Racing. So the Breitling Bentley GT Racing model launched in 2007, though this case was made in 2006, right in the heart of the Breitling for Bentley era when the famed luxury performance cars of Britain were paired with specially customized motorcar-themed watches from Breitling of Grenchen in Switzerland. So the timepiece in my hand represents one of the more sober and restrained efforts in that series. Breitling for Bentley inflames many different passions, but I think we can all agree that within that series, this one feels most like a Breitling that is not trying to be a Bentley, and that actually works best for both parties. So 44.8 in diameter, I measured 15.5 thick, 50.5 lug-to-lug with a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. When I put it on my wrist, you can see it wears nicely. It's big, make no mistake, it's big, but it's actually not too big for me. I could wear this watch if I were predisposed to enjoy the oversized style. It's not too big for my wrist. So I would say, yeah, if your wrist is my size or larger, 16 centimeters circumference and up, this will wear well. And being thinner than I expected, it will fit fairly well underneath the jacket cuff. The strap is an unusual piece. As you can see, black and yellow, but it is at heart a calfskin strap. It is just that it's rubberized on every exterior facet. This is black rubber. This is yellow rubber. This is yellow rubber. So the idea clearly is to produce the most durable leather strap imaginable, since moisture, heat, sweat, grit, even water can't reach the strap. And now we have a simple Breitling pin buckle in steel, though it does have one feature worth mentioning, which is the elevated bridge, as we have the ability to slide the strap into the buckle rather than stacking up underneath it. See how the bridge is elevated and the strap sinks into the pin buckle. We also have an unusual shape to the case, which has little recesses so that the lugs can be drilled really close to the case, create a very integrated look. And because of that recess, there's no impediment to the motion of the strap. It just slides into the recess, and if you need to pull the strap straight down around a borderline size small wrist, you can do that. So I like this aesthetically, but also functionally. This confuses a lot of people who think it's a helium escape valve. This is actually a cover for the differential used on these uncommon and a bit unorthodox Breitling calculator bezels. So this case form and this unusual type of bezel dates back to the big Navitimers, the late 60s and early 70s. And that's basically where this case form and this unique capped differential design come from. We have this sort of knurled profile to the bezel because it's designed to evoke memories of many past Bentleys that use the same kind of diamond plate knurling throughout their interiors and even engine bays. There's a little bit of a captive bezel construction outboard. You see these screws in the bezel. The screws physically hold the bezel to the case. It's an expensive way to make a bezel, but it also ensures that the bezel can't be accidentally snapped off. We do have a chronograph here. We do have angular lugs with satin on their tops and polish on their sides. Let's talk about this bezel a little bit. When I talk about a differential, what I mean is that the bezel moves at a different speed than the inner scale. So let's give ourselves a little visual marker. So I'm gonna find numeral 2. See where 2 is there? Now watch where 2 is relative to the bezel. Do you see how 2 is already outrunning the bezel? And I think the idea here is to make it quicker and easier to set, since gearing up the inner bezel allows you to more rapidly situate the numbers where you want them to be. Now, as I have turned the bezel all the way around, see how far ahead of the outer bezel the inner bezel is? There's 2 right there. So that's how that works. The other thing that might confuse people is that this is a backwards bezel. Yes, it's designed for motorsports. We have hours, minutes, and seconds, the implication being that this will be used for timing your Bentley at the 24 Hours of Le Mans or Spa. But it works differently. Normally on a conventional logarithmic scale circular slide rule navitimer, if I were to put, say, 3 over 3, that would be 3 divided by 3, and then I'd get a 1. But if we head over to the inner index, the 1 right there, you'll notice that it says 9. So this is working backwards. Now let's say I want to divide 9 by 2. Well, I'm going to put 9 over the index, and then I'm going to find 2 on the outer scale and look underneath that. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. Like I said, it works a little bit backwards and possibly inside out compared to a standard navitimer, but if you keep that in mind and you know where to look, it's no more difficult to use. We've got a white lacquer dial with lovely red accents and rhodium-plated steel indices, hands, and Breitling B logo. You'll also note a lovely rich burgundy used for the text and for the numerals on the discs, which are white like the dial, a master stroke. Discs for calendars should always be the color of the dial. Now we've got some lume. We have a screw down crown, 100 meter water resistance. Let's pull the crown now. You can see we've got a stop seconds function. And we've got a double quickset where I can quickset both of these indications. Now, of course, being a date and a chronograph, it has quite a few features. It's got the circular slide rule. It is also a COSC certified Swiss chronometer, which I happen to appreciate deeply. While it is a humble movement internally, it's a version of the Velosu 7750, do not underestimate the level of refinement and exacting tolerances that go into a chronometer. There are plenty of autologerie movements that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars that cannot keep time like a chronometer grade 7750 can. We have lovely metallic silver azurage concentric scales for chronograph minutes, chronograph hours, and running seconds. Look at that little index used for the running seconds. We have a Breitling Anchor B counterweight, reminding us that not only does Breitling have aeronautical heritage thanks to the wings, but also nautical heritage thanks to the anchor, and automotive heritage thanks to Bentley. Taking a look at the back, you can see the Continental GT, inspired by the R-Type Continentals of the 1950s. The car debuted in 2003 as the first fully Volkswagen quarterbacked new model under Volkswagen's ownership of Bentley. It was heavily based on the Volkswagen Phaeton, and it was a good car that was in production for a good long time. I believe the chassis itself underpinned the first 2 generations from 2003 to 2018, making it the most successful Bentley of all time at the time. Underneath the caseback, we have what Breitling calls Caliber 13. That is a 25 joule automatic winding Velosu 7750 unidirectional winding action, 4 Hz beat rate, double quickset hacking, 42-hour power reserve, and the chronograph features a very crisp cam action, which frankly I wouldn't be able to distinguish from a column wheel if I didn't know what was in the watch. And then we have an oscillating pinion clutch, which is a type of lateral clutch that has no inherent play, or almost no inherent play, but you could see how it starts without any of the jump or the stagger of a conventional lateral clutch. That is because of the tiny size of the driving pinion relative to the driven wheel. And so it's a super smooth mechanism that preserves a lot of the traditional beauty of a lateral clutch chrono, which is why you see a lot of high horology brands going back to oscillating pinions these days. IWC, Glasuta Original, Richard Mille, FP Journe, De Bethune, they are all going back to the oscillating pinion. And Breitling, in the early 20th century, was one of the pioneers in the development of the oscillating pinion. So we have taken this watch full circle. We soared into the sky, we explored nautical heritage, and we drove on the road. And now we finish with Breitling for Bentley, a watch for people who love big machines. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.